Welcome everybody to the latest episode of KapVista Klips. Today we have the team from StyleFit. So Brendon and Benjamin. How are you guys? Oh, and Julia. Hi, Julia.
Oh, geez. Forgive me. I'm not important.
No.
No, we're great. Thank you very much. And, thank you so much for, taking the time to have a quick chat with us. Really appreciate you guys' time.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to hear about your company StyleFit. I've seen the deck, I've seen your material, I've spoken to you guys a bit before, but I want to know about you, about the background and sort of what drove you to this. So tell me about you guys. What's the story prior to getting to StyleFit? Tell me that story.
So StyleFit actually came from a bevy, a good old froth is what we call it in Australia. So it's essentially, me and Benjamin, how we actually met each other came from my digital marketing agency. So prior to StyleFit, I was running a social media agency, running multiple clients, from all different industries. And Benjamin was actually in the travel industry. So he, when the travel industry obviously took a hit because of the pandemic, he then kind of transitioned into the architecture 3D rendering space for commercial buildings like Movac, all those kind of companies. And we just, we were both renovating our homes one day, at the same time, conveniently. And we came across this real problem that, I was searching on multiple websites, for looking for furniture, especially for my place over here. Benjamin was going through multiple showrooms and trying to figure out what the heck do I get for my place, right? And then we started coming together and we're like, hey, look, there's got to be a better way for people to be able to, first of all, visualize furniture in their own living space, right? But also, when you're searching online, seeing whether, you're going on a website and pictures just don't do justice is what I say. Right? And we just had a bevy and we're like, let's use your experience in 3D rendering and let's, use my marketing experience and let's start a bloody company. So that's how StyleFit kind of took off. And that was about 24 months ago. And I guess from 24 months till now, we've built our product. I guess we took it to market in November last year, and pandemic really kind of, really scaled our business in a good way, where we're seeing a lot of furniture retailers, start to jump more online, really try to, drive sales. And you're seeing, everyone's buying furniture in this time. A lot of our clients, are just filled with back orders.
It's interesting. And, during the lockdown, even the last few weeks, we bought furniture for our place. And I insisted on not getting the flat pack sort of stuff because I just don't have time to put it all together. But, trying to see what works. My wife's now on the internet looking at rugs because she wants to change the rug in our lounge room. And I'm like, well, okay, well, do you know what you want? She said, no, I don't know what I want. So you can't go out and see the stock. You can't see what fits because we're in the middle of a lockdown. So how do you buy something, know it's going to fit the design and layout of the room, and see if it matches with everything else? If you can't even go and see what it looks like in person, because sometimes photos just don't do it justice.
No.
So tell us more about StyleFit. Obviously, we know how the team came together, but tell us how you make us understand the solution. What is it?
So, there's two kind of, problems that we're really trying to solve on two aspects, which is the customer side but also the retailer side, right?
Yep.
So from the customer's perspective, we're really trying to solve a problem where, you know, being able to essentially that imagination gap is, you know, being able to visualize that piece of furniture in your own living space, but also see it true to, you know, true to size, right? That's one problem. But also another problem is, I guess from the retailer side is helping buyers make a more informed purchasing decision, driving sales, right? Because we're seeing, as I said before, there's more retailers going online, causing more competition. So retailers need to find another way to provide a better, positive shopping experience. So StyleFit, essentially, what is the solution? It's a 3D software company where we provide, 3D AR models to be able to visualize furniture, specifically furniture in your own living space. Yeah.
I think I think I've seen your solution on one of your clients' websites. Burry. So the baby furniture. We've spent a lot of money with Burry. Both of my kids' rooms are decked out with Burry, and my wife actually used the solution to see if the cot would fit in the room with the change table and the chest of drawers and everything else like that. So it's quite easy to use and intuitive and it sold us. So so tell us about the other clients, the other partners you're working with, and what sort of milestones have you achieved since you launched in November?
Yeah, Ben,
So Burry was one of our kind of first flagship customers. So they've been really great in the process as a business as well, because they are, they're global, so they're in 3 markets. So we've had to adjust the product to kind of better suit their business model as well, because they are obviously a B2C business, but also a B2B. So that's been really cool because we've adjusted our outputs for them, which now means that our products are on other websites that aren't actually our customers, which is really exciting. So here in Australia, we're actually on Baby Bunting's website, specifically with Burry's products. And also now Temple & Webster have started to uptake our products as well. And Burry is able to manage that, see what's happening, and measure their analytics and things of their products on their partners' websites as well. So that's really quite exciting as a flow through. And then here in Australia as well, we've had loads of, especially pandemic time, loads of excitement in what are we doing and how can people get on board. So currently we are in talks with Amart. We're doing a big piece for them in basically a rollout and digitization of their product. As well as we've got Johnny's Furniture is fully up, running and live. We've got a test run live as well, running with Living by Design, and Light Interiors are about to go live with over 120 products in about the next 4 to 5 weeks. So the response here in Australia has been amazing. We've basically integrated and onboarded 8 clients to date, which is, almost basically 1 a month since we kind of launched. And then, with each client generally in the range of 50 to 100 products. And then we've got at the moment about 12 clients on back order, in the sense that they're, going through all the process of how do we onboard you? What products are you trying to get on board, and kind of what does the solution look like? So some really exciting times here in Australia, and then already kind of looking forward to how do we take it to Europe, leveraging Burry and what we're learning on the European market and the needs there. And then how to kind of expand, beyond the shores.
So that's interesting. So the next few years, you're looking to expand into Europe, and I dare say the US as well, because it's a bigger market. So how are you focusing on that expansion? Are you looking to expand with your current clients, or are you looking to bring on board new clients in those areas, or are you looking for an investor to help you expand into those markets and be your eyes and ears and boots on the ground?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of all 3, to be honest. I think the initial launch plan is definitely obviously leveraging clients that we have that are in other markets. But then, I think to put boots in ground, we do need kind of someone with understanding of a foreign market for us. another part of expansion for us and already considering expansion is the technology side of things. So obviously it's one thing to put boots on ground, but it's how do you service those customers? How do we leverage the product we've already built, but be able to scale it? And so we're already looking now at ways to onboard clients in foreign markets faster with technology that will help them, scan their products and things using their iPhones. That way we can really use, I suppose, keep the cost base down as a team, and just have Maple sales and marketing on ground in foreign markets, but keep the production where it is and keep kind of growing that way.
And so just to add a note there as well is that, we really see Australia to be our kind of test market. In the homewares and furniture industry, we're looking at Australia to be about $3.2 billion worth of revenue, right? But, this is Australia's all the way at the bottom of the food chain. It's what's out there in terms of, the UK, US, European market, the China market. Definitely we're looking in the $500, billion mark, right? So we see Australia to be, let's get our product right. Let's get the ecosystem of tools and solutions on what we want to offer in this specific industry, and then look to start to expand out to, as Benjamin said, all the other markets that we're looking to, branch out to.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Cool. And just diving into a little bit about the industry, what is AR? To people who don't quite understand it, where was it 5 years ago as opposed to where it's going? What's the excitement around AR?
Yeah, so AR is really cool. I think 5 years ago it was amazing and exciting and new, but everyone was like, what do I do with it? And we were seeing all sorts of I suppose you'd say experiential ideas. And even today still, there's a lot of companies out there that are marketing companies that just do one-off random AR pieces. You'll see like Gucci and Nike and things do like a launch of a particular product, but without, I suppose, any follow through. It's purely, this is a cool tool, what do I do with it? What we're seeing now, and the pandemic really has pushed this, is both in the AR and VR space. How do I use this in an industry application to actually, benefit something as opposed to just have some fun? And so for us, that's where we've really taken AR and leveraging it and mixing it now with a bit of, artificial intelligence to create an experience for the shopper that kind of Daniel mentioned before, lets you visualize and understand in your house what a product looks like. For now, it's leveraging the newest iPhones, the newest Samsung Galaxies, any kind of smart, phone or iPad technology is able to kind of use the AR. And then moving forward, the big players like Apple and Google are spending millions on basically, where is it going next? They're upgrading, all these iPhones out there have LiDAR scanners in them that, the average person wouldn't even know they have one. And they wouldn't even know what it does. And Apple is kind of gambling and putting them in there in the hardware so that, companies like us can kind of tinker away and work out how to use that hardware to provide a new solution in the future.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome.
We're seeing the capabilities in the AR space. Back 5 years ago, or it was ugly. The quality of the technology was disgusting, right? But now in this day and age, we're able to kind of utilize what's out there with the technology and really kind of create, especially in the furniture space, create really photorealistic models, which all of our clients, have mentioned that, us comparing to other AR companies, our generalists is what we call them, is the real quality of our artwork in this space.
Yeah, it would be super intriguing to just see the progression even 5 years from now, because it's already come so far. It's quite exciting. Yes. So diving into a little bit about the pain points, what are specific pain points you are experiencing with your clients, and how are you solving those pain points?
Yeah. So I think the number one pain point us and an industry face is art production. So how do you get a client's physical piece or imaginary piece sometimes from the drawing table, if you will, to an actual 3D model? The process itself, it's pretty straightforward, and no matter which business you work in, how to get from A to Z is kind of the same. But how we streamline that and how we use tech and AI and things to really condense that time, and obviously time is money as well in the initial output. That's our biggest pain point, and the one that we're really spending a lot of time and effort on trying to fix, I suppose.
furniture retailers, they don't want to pay for 3D models, right? They don't, because it is an expensive, expensive kind of, it is labor intensive to create a 3D model. Once you look at the inside of what we do, it's crazy. People don't understand it, right?
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
That's why we have guys like
just imagine millions of like circles, right, into this 3D art and trying to put it all together to create this amazing piece of artwork, right? They're called polygons, just to let you know.
Thank you. I love it. I'm taking notes.
Taking notes. Right? So yes, so the core problem there is that, retailers don't want to pay for models. So how can we really streamline it to make it as cheap as possible? So it is scalable and affordable for retailers to be able to try out and see the return of investment for it.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about the raise. How much are you raising? Any commitments you've had thus far? What are the funds going to be used for? Any insight on that?
Yeah, so absolutely. So this raise, we're looking to raise about $1 million Australian, and essentially it's basically to grow the team. So just to really hark back on that pain point is, part one of the pain point is to grow the art team. So we've, that not necessarily is just humans, but physically the technology capabilities that we've already kind of working on to streamline that process. But the second is the development side of the business. So our, secondary main income stream is all around our SaaS software. We've got a number of tools planned, prototyped, ready to develop as full stream tools for our clients. And we've even got contracts in place for clients to buy them. It's just now a matter of having the manpower for us to bring it to fruition as quick as possible, to bring that income stream in, and obviously to upscale more clients. So realistically, I would say 80% of what we're trying to raise is all in resources, in human resources for development.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So in terms of that $1 million raise, what's the momentum you've had so far? Have you, what's the feedback like in terms of the investors?
Yeah, no, feedback so far has been fantastic. A lot of investors are understanding the technology, which, is one thing that makes life a bit easier for us, and kind of where it's going, and are seeing it, like yourself, they're seeing applicative uses in real life. We did do a kind of a baby seed round a few months ago on the virtual platform, which we had loads of excitement, and we raised a small amount, $200,000 there, just to get things moving and off the ground. And the flow-on effect from that has just been incredible, with investors kind of reaching out and wanting to know the story and following the journey, and then obviously looking towards this raise as well to get in while we're still nice and small. So yeah, feedback generally has been fantastic.
Okay. And I like to understand this, but what's your ideal investor? So if you're going out to the market, who do you paint as your ideal investor? Do you want, would you like a fund that has a portfolio of companies that you can partner with? Would you like an angel or a sophisticated investor who has been in the tech space before and has an exit? Or are you looking for someone who can help you on the strategy and the business development side? What's your ideal?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I think for us at this point in the game, it's definitely probably a little bit more towards the latter on the idea of strategy and business development. We're two young guys that have had two small successful startup businesses. But now with StyleFit and where we're trying to take it is a whole nother level, kind of beyond our traditional expertise. And we're going to grow and whatnot as we go. But we definitely would love to have someone on board that's kind of been there, done that, and knows the pitfalls and the fun that's coming, and can kind of help us, wangle our way through that journey as we get there. So yeah, definitely someone with a bit of experience. In tech would be fantastic, because we are a tech company. But also if they've ever played within the furniture kind of realm, that really is our vertical. We have one advisor, Basil, who is the CEO of one of our clients. And he also is from a tech background and has been phenomenal in really guiding, okay, here's where tech's going. How are you guys thinking about X, Y, Z? How do we apply it to the industry that we're in? And whatnot. So that kind of thought process has been invaluable. We couldn't buy it, it's been amazing.
Perfect. That I mean, for me and what I know about your business and what I know about the industry, I think that there's a lot of opportunities. And if anybody's any of the viewers are watching this video and has some ideas, but for me, I would imagine someone who has that skill set, that startup experience, who knows the pitfalls, but also has those international networks. Because I really see this as a global play. And if you can hit the right milestones and grow, I think we could see you on the cover of AFR as the next sort of Aussie success story, because the technology is amazing. What you're doing is great. How you're helping retailers, especially in this time where every day we see on the news that the retail sector is dying and it's dropping. People are just not going out to shops anymore, and a lot of it's going online. But going online has its challenges as well. So what you're doing helps so many, not just the large businesses, but the small businesses. You could go into your mum and dad sort of furniture shops who are struggling to stay afloat, and offering your solution to their website can mean the difference of saving their business or their business declining in drying up in 2 to 3 years time. So I see that there's a massive opportunity there. It's just about getting into the right the right pathways and in front of the right people, and that SaaS part of it is I think is going to be your ticket to mass adoption for retailers globally.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. We've even found to date, a lot of the interest has come obviously from big retailers. We've got a few big players, but a lot of interest from small mum and dad businesses going, how do I digitize? How do I get on board this wagon and do it in an affordable way? So absolutely. Yeah.
I think with what you're doing is almost like the early days of the internet, where people were starting to get websites, and a lot of these bricks and mortar businesses are saying, well, how do I get a website? What's a website? What do I do? Now that they've got a website and everybody's used to shopping online, it's saying, well, what's the next frontier? What are we doing next? How do we work with our customers? And I think what you're doing is very valuable in that piece.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I mean, that's all we have from our side. I'm really interested to see where you go next. I think it's not just the retail space you can go down, but also the proptech space. Property developers, I think, would find this very valuable, because when it comes time to sell their units, their houses, their stock, showing the visual aspects of what their property could be is very valuable. So I think it's not just that retail tech, that AR, but it is also that proptech side. And I think there's a lot of applications that you can then move towards, still staying within that furniture space, but then even visually, when you're helping plan blueprints and designs and things like that, it can come into that space as well.
Right.
100%. And with that point there, it's all, I think the first problem that we're really trying to solve is, get as many furniture items into our database, build up that database enough. So then once we've got that database big enough, we can then go into that property spaces, like you said, blueprints, or even, connecting with realestate.com.au domain for people who want to sell their homes. They could fully furnish their homes, and with a click of a button, they could purchase all that piece of, all the furniture that was furnished, with all these different retailers, right? So there's a lot of applications.
It becomes like a marketplace as well. So people can go to your website and say, well, okay, I like this chair from Freedom Furniture. I like this chair from Nick Scully, and I like this table from Buri, and they put it all together, and then they can buy it through your platform eventually.
Right.
Wow. So that opens up a whole new market. I think that's quite incredible.
Exciting.
Yeah. So that's it from us, guys. Is there anything that you wanted to add that you think our audience would like to hear about you and what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Brendon?
I think that's it. I think what a success look for us in the next 5 years is definitely around, honing down on the product, making sure that we really hone down on the industry, build an ecosystem of tools and solutions. We're not a generalist. I really want to highlight that we're not just a 3D art company that just provides model. We're more than that. And we want to be able to provide the end-to-end solution for all furniture retailers in our product roadmap first, get it right, and then expand out to international markets. And I think that's where our real difference is in this space. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for jumping on this episode of KapVista Klips. It was great to chat. What we'll do is we'll put all the details for StyleFit on our website. If anybody who wants to get in touch with the guys, please reach out to Julia or myself, and we'll be able to make an introduction. I mean, as a consumer myself, I've used the platform without knowing it, and I was amazed. But I think this is a perfect solution for a lot of other industries as well. So thanks, guys, for jumping in, and look forward to see how you go in the next few months, and we're encouraged to see your growth.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks all.
Yeah.